up, people? So we're back with another video. I hope you're all having a good week and are staying safe. Now, this one that I'm bringing to you all today is a very interesting subject, but at the same time it's a very sad one, and it's all to do with stabbings in the UK. So let's get into it. So these stabbings have been going on for quite some time now, and I'm sure a lot of people would agree with me to say that it's got completely out of control. Now, a lot of these stabbings that are happening are due to these gangs warring with each other, but a lot of people that haven't lived that lifestyle or have knowledge to that lifestyle don't understand that it's not just over postcode wars. Now, the reason why it's not just over postcode wars, from my knowledge and to my experience, I know, and to what I see actually to this day as well, is that a lot of these rival gang members that are warring each other is because in their gangs they've had one or two people or one person that's had a problem with that other gang member, and it's basically just spreaded throughout the whole, as a group, to where they all have a problem with that other person that's had that one problem, and it gets to a point where they end up stabbing each other, and it's a cycle of he stabbed my friend, I'm stabbing him, and it's just a circle that just keeps going. Now, one thing that I'm going to say is, which is facts, I'm not saying the government doesn't try to arrest people and clamp down on this and that and the other, but they've not exactly done any form of, campaign or anything at all to actually come with a solution to breaking a cycle for these young ones. Because the sad thing is that a lot of these young boys, and I'm sure a few young girls as well, not even just a few young girls, I'm sure there's a percentage, but there's a lot of young people mainly losing their life to being subjected and self-subjected to that lifestyle. Now, as I've said before in a few of my other videos, it's not exactly easy to get out of that lifestyle unless you have, lifelines to where you can take and use and get yourself away from that situation. But it's not exactly as easy as a lot of people think, as these are the same people that are in your area, and if you don't have any lifeline, then you're just gonna have to go with it. And if you go against it, you just pay for the price, because these are not going to be the same people that will allow you to be in their gang and say, nah, I'm off that, and respect you to allow you to walk past them the next day. I'm sure in this day and age it doesn't happen at all. Now, with these stabbings, when I was growing up, there was quite a few stabbings, but now as time has progressed, it's just got to a point now where you look at the news, you read stuff on the social media and videos and so forth, and you're just seeing stabbings occurring every day, and it's just like a lifestyle to where it's a normal thing in London and in the UK to be getting stabbed, or to be in that percentage to being subjected to it. Now, there's a lot that the government could be doing for these young people, and it's changing their mindset and coming with a solution to actually what's going on here. Because the longer that it is ignored is the longer that the problem's going to grow, and by ignoring it is, but the government has a plan for everything, and they have a bigger picture to what's going on. So obviously, with them acting upon it by just doing an arrest and making it out like, oh, we're trying to clamp down, but really they're sitting back and they're letting that happen. So the next thing that I'm going to say is that yes, there is a lot of multicultural people in different gangs, and you get different multicultural gangs, nationality gangs down in London as well, and across in the United Kingdom. But when I was growing up, there was statistics, and even now, that there's a lot of it is happening on black crime. Now, I'm not saying you don't get the percentage of people that are not white and don't get killed and not in that lifestyle, but the majority of it is people basically killing their own kind, and it is the truth, and it's a very sad thing. So it's like the government looking back and going, okay, it's all right because you're basically killing your own kind, and that's the way I do see it to some point. But it's got to a point now where I was speaking to one of my close YouTube subscribers, and he was saying that there's a lot of boys nowadays that are trying to portray that lifestyle, and they come from a 5 bedroom house. And I said to him, you know what, it's not the first time that I heard of it, because when I was growing up, there was this one boy that really wanted to be in that lifestyle. And I told him, why would you want to be in that lifestyle when you have everything you need? There's people that live that lifestyle because they're subjected to it and they have no choice, and that's the lifestyle that they live. I'm sure there's, if they could switch places with you, which I'm sure a lot of people would, then they would. So it's definitely coming down to educating with the young ones nowadays to the consequences, because I understand now that to live in this day and age in London or United Kingdom is a scary place, because a lot of young ones and older people are carrying knives. And if you're not carrying a knife, yes, by you carrying a knife, you are participating and being a part of that problem. But then it's like in America, well, if you have a gun to protect yourself for protection, then you're protecting yourself from someone else that who has a gun or some form of weapon. So there's definitely, it is a very hard one. Now, I'm not saying for anyone to go and pick up a knife and think it's okay, because 100% it's not. And they did used to say when I was growing up, if you carry a knife, there's quite a high chance that that knife will be used against you. I don't know what the percentage of that is nowadays, but I don't think that's the case nowadays. But it's just very sad to see, because there's a lot of young ones dying. And every day when I look on the news and speak to people from certain areas, it's just like people are dying and they're not even hitting 21 years old. Now this one is a very close one to me, because as if you all don't know, my friend was killed that I've got a tattoo of, and he was my best friend, and next month will be 11 years since he's been dead. So it's definitely 100%, it's a sad life to be living. Now my best friend wasn't about that life. He never lived that life. He was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Now, this is the saddest things of living in the 21st century of today, is that you can be dressed a certain way and minding your own business, and it could be mistaken identity. Like the guys, the house, the boy that got killed in his house, people can mistaken you for that person, to think that that's that person, that done that, and it's your life that's getting taken. And it's scary times to be living in, so it's definitely something that it has to be looked at, and something as us as communities that we need to do as well, because to the government, to the point, they can only do so much. But it's all about us as communities and educating our children. But I all hope that you did enjoy this video. I've got plenty of more content coming. Do stay safe, people. Stay out of the streets and stay out of prison, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.